Hi everyone, and happy Video Monday. This is Maher, and for those of you who are just coming across my channel for the very first time, I am a yoga teacher. I've been teaching yoga for 10 years, all different styles of yoga, and I also do nutritional consulting, and I specialize specifically in functional nutrition and really healing the body as naturally as possible with food, with herbs, with our lifestyle choices, and I also specialize in vegetarian and vegan nutrition. So anyways, I'm going to get to today's video topic because that's obviously why you clicked on this video today. And what we're going to be discussing today is PCOS. Now, PCOS is a hormone imbalance that has become more and more common over the last 10 years especially. And first of all, I just want to discuss the causes of PCOS. So PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome, and generally when people have PCOS, there are cysts that are visible on the ovaries in an ultrasound, via an ultrasound. So what causes PCOS? There are lots of different ideas about this. Some people say it's genetics. Sometimes people say that it's because of inflammation associated with perhaps insulin resistance, which means you're having an issue with how your body metabolizes glucose in the body, carbohydrate in the body. PCOS is often also associated with high levels of stress for a prolonged period of time and or excessive amounts of exercise and dieting. Another thing that can cause PCOS is simply having high levels of the male sex hormones in the body. So we don't know exactly what causes it. There seems to be a number of different causes, and it seems to show up differently in different people. So in any event, the main thing I want to say before I get to my suggestions for you if you have PCOS is that, first of all, PCOS is often misdiagnosed. Okay, so if you have PCOS, let's say you had an ultrasound and you have cysts on your ovaries and the doctor said you have PCOS. That's what's going on with you. Not necessarily. You can have cysts on your ovaries actually and not have PCOS. So if you've been given the diagnosis of PCOS based on just that alone, you might want to do some further testing. These are the symptoms, okay, of PCOS. If you only have one of them, you may want to get some more tests done. You may want to look into this a little further because often people get diagnosed with PCOS and they start freaking out and they stress themselves out even more, which makes all their symptoms even worse, and that might not be what's going on. Now, that said, it might be what's going on, but you want to make sure because hormones are tricky business, and a lot of the symptoms for various things overlap. Okay, so that's really important to note. Everybody, please hear that. Now, in terms of the symptoms, PCOS often causes male pattern baldness. That's one of the symptoms. So you might be losing your hair in a very specific way, like just around the top of the head. Sometimes women will have hair loss and they think, oh my God, I have PCOS. Or they go to their doctor and they say, I'm having hair loss. And the doctor says, well, you probably have PCOS or something. And not necessarily. You can lose your hair because of a thyroid issue. You can lose your hair because of an adrenal problem. You can lose your hair because of hypothalamic amenorrhea, loss of your menstrual cycle. There's a lot of ways. Nutrient deficiency. So PCOS hair loss is different. It follows usually a male pattern of baldness. So it's like, again, around the top of the head or a receding hairline, something like this, not just general loss of the hair. Also with PCOS, you see sometimes abnormal hair growth. So a lot of hair on the chin or on the face, or wherever a woman may not normally have hair. That can be a symptom. Other symptoms of PCOS are insulin resistance. So you're having really high blood sugar levels. Your body isn't handling the carbohydrates that you intake well. Another symptom is obviously the cysts on the ovaries. An irregular menstrual cycle or the absence of your period. Those are things that are often attributed to PCOS. Now, again, you can lose your period for a number of different reasons relating to the hormones, not necessarily just PCOS. So again, you want to make sure that this is indeed what you have, okay? And again, there's specific testing that you can do for that. I'll post that, some ideas below this video in the information section. So now I want to get to what I often suggest to clients of mine who for sure have PCOS. Okay, so number one, as it relates to diet, the number one thing I like people to do who have PCOS for sure is remove sugar and remove processed foods. So artificial sugars, processed foods. That's the first step. That in itself can really help with a lot of the symptoms that you might be experiencing. Okay? Oh, also, I just want to mention with regards to the symptoms of PCOS, weight gain is a big one. And this isn't just weight gain because maybe, make sure it's not just because you're eating more or anything like that. This is like usually a lot of excess weight and an inability to lose weight. So make sure that that's you. Sometimes people have PCOS who are not overweight at all, but it's much more rare. So again, if you're somebody who's been diagnosed with PCOS and you're not, having issues losing weight and you're very overweight, make sure that it's PCOS that you have, as again, it could be something else. Okay, so removing sugar is number one thing because people with PCOS are usually having an issue with their glucose metabolism. This isn't going to be the cure-all at all. Just going low carb doesn't, in my opinion, of course, this is all opinion-based, guys, doesn't, in my opinion, fix the problem usually, but it will help with the symptoms, okay? It'll help you feel more comfortable while you're dealing with the other aspects that you need to address in your lifestyle. So removing sugar, removing processed foods, in turn, increase the amount of healthy fats in your diet because you need to get your energy from somewhere, and fat and carbs are our main sources of energy. So lowering the sugars, lowering the processed foods, increasing the healthy, good anti-inflammatory fats like coconut oil and avocado and flax oil and nuts and fish if you eat fish, and all the healthy fats. Increase those, lower processed foods, lower sugar, or eliminate them if you can. That would be the best thing. In addition, usually with PCOS, there's a certain degree of inflammation in the body. So in general, eating an anti-inflammatory diet is awesome. What does that mean? Tons of vegetables. That should be the main source of carbs for you. So lots and lots of vegetables. In addition, low sugar fruits like berries are wonderfully anti-inflammatory, and they will be not too, that won't give you an excessive amount of carbohydrates, providing you're not eating like 15 pints of berries a day. So lots of vegetables, berries, colorful vegetables, nuts and seeds, again, healthy oils, superfoods, all of these are going to be super anti-inflammatory. Yes, you can eat, clean, organic sources of animal protein as well, if that feels good for your body. And the only way you can know that is by drowning out everything else you've heard and really tuning into you. So eat the meal that you've prepared and notice how you feel energetically, you know, all of it. Symptomatically, you have to tune in to what's going on with your body in response to what you're eating. So this will require a certain amount of mindfulness and presence, because only you can say for sure how you're reacting to different things, okay? So I'm just referring to my little sheet that I always make with regards to things I want to mention so I don't forget stuff. In general, also with PCOS, a low glycemic index diet is good. So not eating anything that spikes your blood sugar up too quickly. And if you're removing sugar and you're removing processed foods, you're going to pretty much take care of that anyways. In general, people with PCOS often don't do great with lots of grain. So if you want to eat some grains, go with the ancient grains like quinoa, millet, amaranth. The good, healthy, gluten-free ancient grains will be gentler on the body, and just don't go overboard with those. Have a half cup of quinoa with whatever else you're having instead of like a massive bowl. So just use kind of common sense with portion size. Mainly your carbs should be coming from colorful vegetables, low sugar fruits, superfoods, nuts, seeds, and then in addition to that, you'll get some carbohydrate from those ancient grains if you want to, and also legumes like beans, lentils. They cause a slower release of the carbohydrate, the glucose, into your body, so that might be a better bet for you. Again, see which makes you feel the best. In terms of exercise can be super helpful to people with PCOS. It will increase your energy levels. Usually there's fatigue with PCOS. It will also help you, lose probably some weight that is likely weighing you down and depressing you a little bit. And it will also help you with the insulin resistance that is often also associated with this hormone imbalance. So start exercising. That said, stress, which is my next big point here, is super important to be mindful of when you have PCOS. You need to control your stress levels because that will also raise your blood sugar. Stress will affect blood sugar so much. It will also affect insulin resistance. So you need to get your stress under control. What that means for you will be different for it, or you know what I mean. It's different for everybody what that looks like. I'm talking about emotional stress in your life and physiological stress. So in terms of the emotional stress, that might be a job that is depressing you. That could be a relationship that is weighing you down or that you're not happy in anymore. That could be something relating to yourself and accepting yourself and your body and that type of thing. So all the types of emotional stress, you need to address those. You also need to address the types of physiological stress. So you need to, take care of your diet so that your body feels less stressed out because you're not eating so much crap anymore. You need to take care of your exercise, and what I mean by this is not being sedentary, because that is not healthy for anybody, but not over-exercising either, because over-exercise can actually cause this problem. So you want to exercise moderately, make sure you have a couple days a week where you rest and, take it easy, but also, do types of exercise that you enjoy for now. So lots and lots of walking, yoga, whatever it is that you really enjoy in terms of exercise. If you're exercising and you're like, ugh, like you're hating every minute of it, don't do that type of exercise right now because that's going to be stressful. Do a type of exercise that you can do and smile at the same time. I notice with myself that when I'm walking in nature with like a cool podcast on or good music, or if I'm in a yoga class, those are like the only 2 times really that I'm super happy when I'm exercising. I do enjoy my other workouts that I do, my runs and my HIIT style stuff, but not really in the same way. So for this condition, if you have PCOS, I would for now just do as much of the enjoyable exercise as you can. Okay, that's the first place to start, and work on the diet at the same time. If you try to do everything all at once, start an intense exercise routine along with your super strict diet, you're going to fall on your face and you're going to feel even worse. So please don't do that. Don't put too much pressure on yourself all at once. Start small. So clean up your diet. Start doing exercise that you enjoy. Get your body moving and start getting yourself feeling better. In terms of lifestyle, I already addressed that. This is the stress component. You've got to control the stress. The last thing I want to mention with regards to this is supplements. Now, if you are somebody who has PCOS, first of all, I just want to say that if you are open to working with me, I would love to do a consultation with you. I am all over the world, literally, lately, but I do my consults from everywhere in the world. From my hotel room, I always make sure I have fantastic internet connection and we can meet or schedule to meet on Skype. And what we can do is go over your personal situation, and I can make suggestions for you, or we can come up with a plan of action together for you with regards to healing this within you, because what's going to work always for one person might not work for the other. And this is especially when it comes to the supplements. So there are certain supplements that I think are fantastic for PCOS. I don't like to recommend that everybody just start taking all of these. It's good to cater to your situation to figure out which one is the best for you. Again, I can help with that, but I'll just mention a few of them here. So some of the supplements that I've advised my clients with PCOS to use in the past that have helped immensely these are some of them. Inositol. So good for people with PCOS. I usually recommend an amount of 1,200 milligrams each day. Vitex can be very helpful depending on the situation. Adaptogens, again, dependent on the situation, can be hugely helpful. Clary sage oil. So this is an essential oil. If you're really sensitive to supplements, as a lot of people are, I am one of those people, using supernatural things like essential oils can be helpful. With clary sage, you can take a few drops on your palm, rub your palms together. You can put it on your belly, put it on your upper neck. This oil can be really helpful in terms of balancing the hormones associated with PCOS. Berberine can be really helpful. Alpha lipoic acid can be really helpful, as can chromium and cinnamon. And all four of those, the reason they are very helpful is because they really support, again, healthy glucose metabolism, which is impaired with this condition. Lastly, vitamin D. So important to make sure that your vitamin D levels are in healthy range if you have PCOS. So that was a lot. It always is, and I know I'm rambling. I always do. Focus on diet, focus on exercise, focus on lifestyle, but don't worry about doing it all at once. Do what you can. If you would like to do a consultation with me, I would love to help you come up with a personalized plan. You can heal this naturally. I personally do not believe in, going on high doses of hormones like the birth control pill, or even taking, metformin. Metformin can be super, super helpful, but you want to eventually figure out what's at the root cause of your problem and address the root. You don't want to be dependent on medication forever. So you can heal this naturally. It is possible. I believe this with my whole heart. I believe this about everything. And I would love to help you if that feels good for you. So you can visit my website to book a consultation. I will post below this video, again, the tests that you should do to make sure that you have PCOS. Sometimes women will not have their period, for example, for many, many years, and then their doctor will diagnose them with having PCOS, when this could simply be a case of hypothalamic amenorrhea. So maybe there's another reason that they've lost their menstrual cycle, and it's not because of this. And those people could have cysts on their ovaries and no period and be going around thinking they have PCOS when that's not what it is. You have to figure out for sure what is going on with you, and a good way to do that is to look at your history. So these are the things that I can do with you. As always, thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful. That's why I do these videos. It's not because I want to book clients and make a lot of money. I love doing the consultations because it fills me up with joy when I know I've helped somebody and they're feeling better. But the reason I'm doing these videos is because I hope that it reaches the right person and I hope that it's helpful. I feel like I know a lot of stuff, and sometimes I want to, like, it bothers me because I feel like I have so much to share, and sometimes I'm, just not able to reach as many people as I want to. So that's why I do these videos, is because I want to expand that reach and really feel like I'm getting the information out to more people. That's it. Thanks for watching, and join my group, TESHIA'S Group on Facebook. That's where I am getting the video topics that I do. So people are requesting certain topics, and then I film the video accordingly. The last time I posted in the group, guys, you gave me a whole list of things. I have now done a video on all of those things, or a post on all of those topics that you gave me in the last round. So go into the group, and below this video, which I will post in the group, let me know what other topics you guys want to hear, and I will start to work on those this upcoming week and leading up to next Monday. Thanks as always for watching, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic week, and if you have PCOS and you're feeling super hopeless and defeated, and if you're freaking out, don't freak out. You can heal yourself. You can take your birthright back, which is your health and your vibrancy. Okay, bye everybody.